We have an exciting show going on today. We are at Redline Powersports of Augusta, and we have two guests with us. We have Matt LeMax. Matt, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Great to be here.
Well, we are happy that you're here. And we have Paul White.
Yes, sir.
Paul White here with us. And we have behind us a slingshot and a four-wheeler.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That is the Outlander Backcountry.
All right. He knows them. And a motorcycle. I'm going to tell you, this place is beautiful. I went on the inside before the show, and I've been to their old location before, but come here and walk in, and it is just a beautiful place. Motorcycles and slingshots and 4x4s and side-by-sides, jet skis, packed in as tight as you can get them. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And not to mention the apparel that you wear. So this is a beautiful place. We're here on Frontage Road at Bel Air Frontage Road.
4200.
4200.
Yes, sir.
And it's Redline Powersports of Augusta.
That's right.
And beautiful location. And I'm gonna go over to Matt. Matt, tell us a little bit about the place, what you do, and the type things that you do here.
Absolutely. So I am one of the sales managers here at Redline. Been here for quite some time. We have everything from 2 wheels, 3 wheels, 4 wheels, and doggone, you can get on the water with a Sea-Doo. We carry Polaris, Can-Am, CF Moto, you name it. And we've been carrying Indian Motorcycle now, Paul, for a couple of years there?
3 years?
Yeah.
I believe it's about 3.
Yeah, and what we do is we love to facilitate excitement and adventure for families and individuals. That's what we have here, you know.
Well, I love this. This is my environment right here because I actually drive a side-by-side every weekend. I very seldom miss one, even in the wintertime, unless it's really, really bad. Most weekends I ride my side-by-side, and then I get off my side-by-side, get on a dirt bike. So I love this type stuff and this environment, and it makes me feel good. Now, you sell vehicles here. Paul, tell us a little bit about the type vehicles do you sell. Do you sell new vehicles, all
Still
new or
and,
used
new
also?
and pre-owned.
Oh, and pre-owned. Yeah. Okay. I knew that because I've looked through either Facebook or just online, and I'll be looking at different things, and I'll see Redline Powersports there, and I see some great deals on those also.
Right.
But also I was looking at the Ranger 1000, I believe.
Sure.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I looked at it and I thought it was a used price, and I think it was for a new one that said 2026 on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was an amazing thing from those. Now, as far as do you also service these vehicles?
Yes. We do. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And Paul, you're service manager over there, so I know you.
What do you see the most of, Paul?
It's a little mixture. I mean, we're getting a lot of motorcycles now just because they trade in so many motorcycles. And of course, we got the Indian line, but I mean, we do a lot more side-by-side work just because of the so much farmland around here and stuff like that. So, I mean, we do a lot of service work.
Yeah. Amy?
Oh. I was in La La Land. I'm watching him pull the bikes out.
Jamie's watching everybody come out the back riding a motorcycle, so she's ready to go out there. And you ready to bring one out?
Well, what's some of the most common things that you do as far as when you're servicing these? What's one of the more common procedures that they do?
It's more so just basic service work, really. I mean, as far as
changing oil and stuff.
Changing oil, front and rear differentials, transmission oils. Just the basic fluids. So,
and there's a fair amount more involved on those than just your average, just draining the oil out and putting it in. There's a lot of things that you want to check. There's a lot of places that you want to lubricate to make them last a lot, much longer.
Absolutely.
And provide a lot better service. There goes a Ranger right there. Yeah, as far as the type vehicles that you sell, what type and brand names do you sell?
CF Moto, Can-Am, Polaris. We got Sea-Doo, Indian. I mean, that's our brands. That's what we have. But I mean, we take everything really. We service everything. So.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of folks that have never owned one of these things, right?
Right.
And they see somebody riding one, they say, "Hey, I want to go buy this thing."
That's right.
What's the advice you have for somebody in that situation? Obviously, everybody wants the most power, but that's probably not the best thing to start off with, right?
Right.
I'd say it's really based off of what they're going to be using it for. I mean, you got people who just want to cruise around down dirt roads on the weekends with their family, or people who's going out to ATV parks, or it's just hard to say it. I mean, farm use. I mean, naturally they're going to go to a utility side by side like a Ranger or a Defender or U10 Pro or something like that. Do they want heat and AC because they got young children in there?
Yeah.
There's so many different options there. It's almost endless.
Well, having a jet ski or a boat, right? Like you can stop these on the ground.
Oh yeah.
But when you're on that jet ski or that boat, you see all these videos of people that go cruising into their trailers and they jump the trailer and land in the vehicle.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
I think there's a whole learning curve for people if they've never driven a boat or ridden a jet ski before, that
Absolutely.
can definitely get yourself hurt.
Absolutely. And that comes into a lot of our process here. So the guys here on the sales team, they're not just here to sell, okay? They are here to really find the right machine for you, and that goes into the customer interview, finding out, like Paul said, what those uses are for, and pinpointing the right machine. And then once landing you on the machine, making sure you're good and comfortable with that machine, so those little mishaps with jumping trailers, don't occur as much, at least, right?
So do you give them test drives on the lake? Y'all take the jet ski out to the lake and let them ride it around?
No, but I have went out there with them to kind of show them the ropes before, different customers if they actually need that. So
no, that's awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, a lot of people, like I said, sometimes this is the first purchase they've ever had of a jet ski. And then, obviously, there comes the challenge with backing the trailer in for the first time. Right. That looks funny right on the boat ramp. Everybody's seen that person.
Yeah.
And then, again, unloading it, loading it back up, knowing what to do. So that you guys will actually go out there and help people is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe it's the backing the trailer in empty part that's the real difficult one.
I think just kind of moves all around.
Just go ahead and disconnect it, roll it down there, and reconnect at one point, right? But no, we do. We want to make sure that all the customers and they're comfortable with what they got, and we will go out and make sure of that.
We got a phone call. Let's go to the callers. And Tommy, welcome to the C&C Auto Show. And what can we help you with?
I've been working on a 2007 Chevy Silverado, 4.8 liter. Mm-hmm. And the trouble I'm having is the starter won't stop turning.
Uh-huh.
After I start the vehicle, the starter keeps turning.
Mm-hmm.
So I replaced the key switch module, and I replaced the key cylinder lock, and I put a new starter on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still doing it.
Yeah.
And I checked the starter relay, and it was good. So
The Silverado with a
it's a
4.8.
2007.
Okay, 2007.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chevy Silverado.
Ordinarily, one of the first things I'd mention to you is it sounds like the teeth on the starter are not lining up correctly with the flywheel. And another thing that can happen, even having the right starter, you could have some burrs on the flywheel from the previous starter. And because the starter, of course, is supposed to push into the flywheel, the gear is supposed to turn it and then sling back out. And if it binds up going in there, does it do it all the time or just some of the time when you start the vehicle?
Well, what it's doing, it's starting the vehicle, but it just keeps turning.
The motor starter
It's like
staying engaged.
the starter motor stays engaged. Even if I turn the key switch back off, it's still trying to crank the truck, even with the key switch off.
Yeah, what could happen, though, is if the starter was to hang up in the flywheel, it would continue spinning, and it would actually generate power and keep the car spinning over the whole time. So you may still, I would check to make sure that you are getting the right starter for that vehicle to start with, but you are going to need some diagnostics after that. You need to find out if power is still going to the wire that goes to the solenoid that comes from the starter relay. You need to find out if it still has power on it after you release the key. If it does, and you've got a wiring issue, which I hadn't seen any. Now, there's some vehicles I can name that I've run into that before, but on that vehicle, the way it's wired, it would be a little tricky for it to do that. So I lean. The only other thing is there is a starter relay. Now, a starter relay is a very inexpensive part. And that you may be able to, that might be something you could just either change, get a factory new one, I would recommend, or switch with another relay that's in there that's got the exact same number and see if your problem goes away. After that, you are going to need wiring diagrams and diagnostic tests run. If that don't do it, and find out if power is still going to that solenoid after you release that key. Because that would let you know which way to go.
Yeah, I tried switching the relay and that didn't help it.
Well, you messed me up, man.
Could it be
You're
is computer?
You're dealing with reality here. You're supposed to say, "Wow, that fixed it." No, okay. I would go ahead then, and you're going to need some wiring diagnostics, running wire diagrams, and somebody with a good voltmeter. And testing procedures to check that out, to find out why. And I could tell you some things as far as disconnecting the wire while it's running, things like that, but I wouldn't want you to get under there and try any of that type of stuff. So, yes, I would say testing.
Okay.
Go ahead and have the car, somebody to diagnose it for you would be my suggestion.
If you're out with your family, you just want somewhere to walk through. Like me and my kids, we love to just walk through the mall and look at stuff. This is a blast to walk through the inside of this place. I've never seen so many motorcycles inside of one building. Like how you guys pack that in there is just mind-blowing to me. But I wonder, is it like dominoes if one falls?
It probably is.
We don't want to find out.
Don't want to find out. That could be expensive, huh?
That's right.
I was going to do one thing. I was going to lay a tech tip quiz out on the table real quick.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. About 6 years ago, Al and Buzz both bought the same year, make, model, even color jet skis at the same time to ride together. And Al had great luck with his, no problems at all. Buzz has had nothing but problems for the last 2 years. Why? If you know the answer, give us a call. The number's 800-224-9090, and you may be a Tech Tip Quiz winner if you go about that the right way. Yeah. We have a one of the things that I was wondering is let's say that wintertime comes, and you're a person that normally just drives in this. It might be a jet ski or something like that, and you plan to go ahead and store your jet ski for the wintertime because you don't plan on riding it another few months. What type of things would you suggest we do there, Paul?
Well, for watercraft, they have this. We do this thing called a winterization. Basically, you fog the motor down with oil so it don't seize up rust. It just prevents maintenance. Preventive maintenance type deal. With side-by-sides, I'd say storage oil. I mean, not storage oil.
Fuel stabilizer?
Fuel stabilizer, thank you very much. That and, just making sure it's got antifreeze in it instead of water like some people like to use. Just basic stuff like a car. I mean, take care of it like what you would a car. It'll last you.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
and we get a lot of winterizers on cars during the winter months. And I know there's certain things that I would ride. Now, of course, I mentioned my side-by-side and dirt bike I ride all year. I just don't even worry about it. But there are, like a boat, we've got a boat that we store, and we have to make sure we winterize it for the year. I sold one that I would do myself every year by draining the water out. It was a regular regular outboard. It was an inboard outboard. I was able to do some of the stuff on it. But I do know that that's important, and that might be a hint for our tech tip quiz type winner. If somebody was to call in and consider maintenance being a big item when you're working on these things, because that's what could make the difference between that being ready when you are the following year and it just sitting there. And do you recommend battery maintainer?
Battery tenders. Yeah, we recommend them highly because these little batteries, much smaller than what a normal car is, they go out a lot quicker.
Yeah.
So.
Those are the best things that I've seen for things like motorcycles and boats and classic cars and all of this. I love them. You stick it on there, and it actually cranks the next year.
So I know we use, obviously we talk a lot about Peak antifreeze being, a great product that you use at your shops and different people. It's that a brand that you guys use here as or is there a specific antifreeze that you guys use?
We use the OEM antifreeze, whatever they provide for us pretty much. I mean, you got the can. Everybody's got their own stuff, so that's what we use.
Yeah, and in some cases, like if a vehicle is brand new, a lot of times I may recommend the OE type stuff, but just to make sure there's no warranty issues. But Peak makes antifreeze for almost every type of vehicle that you can. So if you've got a vehicle that comes into the automotive world and it's out of warranty, I have no problem at all with putting the Peak because it's designed for all makes, all models on some. And also you can get the specialized type antifreeze for each one. So it's that's a good system. Now, do you see a surge in people coming in either in sales or service, either one, when hunting season comes up?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. It's already starting to hit right now, actually. Hunting season's right there, and we've got them lined up in there for them. But, yes, absolutely. Big lead influx on your Rangers, on your Sportsman ATVs, and I know accessory department's been getting hit on some winches to hook up your entire setup so you can just pull that deer right up onto the back of your Ranger. But yeah, absolutely.
So this time of year, you guys are licking your chops over deer season and hunting, and then that follows into Christmas, and everybody would love to just put a big bow on one of these things and have it sitting out there in the driveway, right?
That's right.
For the kids to wake up to.
Makes that Christmas hard to follow.
Yeah, sets a high bar.
Yeah. And then springtime comes, and boom, you're at it again because everybody wants to get out in the beautiful weather in springtime and either ride motorcycles or side-by-sides.
Yeah,
that's right.
Or jet skis.
I can remember as a kid, Santa was coming. I got put in the bed. My older brother, he was downstairs, and they actually drove the four-wheeler inside the house and parked it. But instead of being asleep, I was looking out the back window, and I knew I had a four-wheeler that morning.
You just ruined the whole thing.
It was an awesome experience to walk downstairs, and obviously you got that four-wheeler and the helmet, and then it was just like, man, I don't want anything else. I just want to go ride.
That's huge. I remember as a kid myself and getting that, and it's just a feeling just like, oh my gosh, look what I got. I got, at the time I got it was a small, like a go-kart type deal. Yeah, man, it was just, and you know what? With so many video games and stuff now, it's really cool for a kid to get involved in like something outside, like an ATV or a side-by-side and stuff. Get them outside. Have fun. Yeah. Right?
Do something. Jamie, am I wrong, or is there an anniversary going on right now?
There is one.
There is one. And who is it?
It's David Clark.
David and Collision Safety Consultants is 1 year old.
1 year today. We launched Collision Safety in Central Georgia. It's been a blessing to me and to be able to help people. I think right now I'm probably pushing close to $1 million recovered for individuals that they would not have gotten paid. Wow. So, and yet we were walking around looking inside of here, and I was telling Aaron, I get people that call me with side-by-sides that they have an accident in it. It totals. Their insurance company offers them something. You guys know how much these things are. And the accessories that go on them that, just increase the value. These things are wild. And the insurance companies don't really know about this stuff, so they use a simple formula, and they give them something, and it really undervalues it. Well, in those situations, they're able to use their appraisal clause, and we're able to help them get what they're owed. So several situations where we've helped people do that. But yeah, this is an exciting year for me. I've had a blast. Seen a lot of different things, helped a lot of folks.
Helped a lot of people. And one thing I'll mention on that side also, if you're able to prove that you've taken care of a vehicle, for instance, if you come to somewhere like Redline that has serviced your vehicle on a regular basis and you do have an accident, be sure to go get that history from them, because you could tell them, yeah, I've changed my oil every so many hours and everything, and I've done this, done that, and you don't have any paperwork to show it. But if you come somewhere like this, or like if it's a car, you can come somewhere like our shop or other shops. Most shops keep records now. But if you have it professionally maintained, then you've got proof that you took care of that vehicle. You've got proof of what that beautiful coat that you ground to the nub or something that where something come up that saved you. And you've got proof of all the beautiful accessories and nice-looking things that you bought for that thing, that you bought them and what they cost and all.
That's the most critical piece, is the build sheet and what you guys actually have, what it's equipped with. That's what I see more issues with. I mean, this week I had a guy with a 2001 Ford F-350 dually, and the insurance company was offering him $12,000 for it. Now, I did the research on it, and to find comps, we ended up getting an agreement for $25,000 on the vehicle. All of the comps they were using were single rear wheel, not dualies.
Yeah.
So the comps were wrong, right? And had the customer not reached out to me and they would have just accepted that offer, they'd be over half of what they should have got paid. Mm-hmm. So I see the same thing with the razors and different things, is that they're just they don't have all the accessories on there, so then you don't get the true value. So
yeah,
and that gives us a chance to ask Matt, what type accessories do people buy? What's some of the more common things that people get while they're here?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, on the side-by-sides, of course, it's going to be the windshield, and people love the tip-out vented windshield. And if you're just a little pro tip here, if you're going to get the front windshield, go ahead and get that rear panel. If you're driving down a dirt road, it's just going to circle back through, and you're just going to be covered in dust still.
Oh, okay.
But winch is really, really popular. Yeah.
Tires and wheels.
Do you do stereos?
You got the full doors. You got the half doors. You got the real glass windshield. You got the plastic. You got the half windshield. Like, these are all the different things that I see as I'm sitting there trying to come up with a build sheet for one of these things to price it out.
Oh, imagine. Yeah.
It's wild how you can, even the speaker system inside of these things. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's wild. There's so many different levels of it, and the price, can go up. It can go way up, Oh,
yeah.
And what I was thinking though earlier is when you were saying, with the accessories and keeping track of your service. I just wanted to double back on that.
Uh-huh.
When a customer brings a trade in here and they're looking to switch out to something, those service records are super nice for us, because we know, hey, you maintain this thing, and we feel more comfortable buying into it.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing, keeping up with those. But definitely the accessories. Also on your motorcycles, you've got a lot of people are doing the slip-on exhaust, changing out the wheels and tires and that sort of thing.
Well, I noticed there's a lot of different type of helmets in there. Do you kind of help them choose which helmet would work out best for them?
So Dale over in the parts department, he is fantastic. So guys, just, he will walk you through that. He's going to try on different sizes, find the one that's going to fit you right. 'Cause that's a huge safety thing too. You get a helmet that's not fitting right. So he's
needs to be comfortable. Yeah. You can either have a good ride with a comfortable helmet or a swooshed up ride to where you get off and take it off and happy to be able to take your helmet off. So go ahead and get the right one.
Absolutely. Super important.
I need to look at those while I'm here. Michaela took my helmet.
Oh.
So now I'm using the spare helmet, and I don't like it.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference on what you're going to be doing with the vehicle, whether you're driving a side-by-side or whether it's a motorcycle on the road. What type thing you would use it for. There's a lot that goes into picking out the right helmet.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do that. We find you the right helmet.
Well, we was going to mention something that happened to us last weekend, and Matt or Paul, I don't think that you were able to see this, but last week we were at a Coffee and Cars event, and about the time the show was getting started, a police officer come over there and mentioned that we were going to have to leave, and we said, well, we couldn't really leave because we're getting ready to do a radio show. He said, no, you don't understand. You're going to have to leave. And this went on a little bit, and I think he was a little bit frustrated.
And then Aaron puts on his headset and starts the show anyway.
That was probably the best. I'm in the airplane, and I'm texting. I'm like, how's it going? And I'm seeing the cops.
Jail.
And I think in the very beginning, he said, are you ignoring me? And it was just funny. But I do want to, I'll tell that police officer I apologize. I didn't mean to be rude. I don't want to be rude because I respect police officers. I think, as a matter of fact, one thing I mentioned, I forgot who it was, but I told somebody that if we were having somebody coming out there trying to shoot up the place, we'd be thrilled to have that person there.
Yes,
so, excuse me, sir. That's all I can. And I mean that. I really do.
If you want to go back and watch a replay of any show, that is the show to watch. The first 4 or 5 clips, and Jamie is sitting at the table, and she just keeps looking.
Jamie,
She was on patrol.
Jamie left. Jamie was gone.
I went to talk to the producers.
Yeah.
I was like, what do we do now?
He started talking about taking us to jail, and boom, I looked around, Jamie's gone.
That's definitely getting watched.
Well, I didn't leave. I didn't jump in the car and take off.
And I could hear Mason in the background. Now, I didn't hear this until we heard the video, the reel there. You could, right before I start the show, Mason said, well, I don't know what we're going to do. And then he got kind of frustrated and left. But it was fun. We had a good time, and it was a great time.
The Coffee and Cars event is always great downtown. And the number of cars that were there that you could see in the background of the video was insane. It's so good. And that's a great local event that people come together to show their cars and really just have community.
Yeah.
So,
But the reason that he was doing that is they have had a few events get together to where people were drinking and partying and
doing
fussing
stuff.
and fighting. And he was wanting, they had made a rule that you have to have a permit. Yeah, a permit to do it. And I think Coffee and Cars, they had assumed that it was grandfathered in or something like that. And there was no contact there, and he was just doing his job.
Yeah, it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, but it was.
And we didn't go to jail, but
we didn't.
I did find out how many people would come bail me out, so that was nice. Thanks to
Yeah.
Did you guys get to finish the show, though, right?
We did. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great.
And it was really a really good Coffee and Cars event. There must have been over 200 cars there or more.
It was
Probably
a lot.
more. Yeah, it was. One of the things that we were talking about on break a little earlier was the AGM batteries. We love an AGM battery, and I put that in my side-by-side. Matter of fact, I did a video for Advanced Auto Parts not long ago showing me riding my side-by-side and talking about how important it is to have a good battery, and then asking the question, how old is your battery? And everybody out there with these side-by-sides, motorcycles, boats, and all that, the battery, once it gets, I'm not sure if Paul would agree with this or not, because I don't know if it goes for these type vehicles, but usually on a standard battery, if it's over about 4 years old or so, it's pretty much getting close to, on a flooded battery, it's getting close to its last years, or it really needs to be replaced. AGM batteries, I'm seeing them last longer. I really hadn't hit a point to where I found a place where I could say this is where I would recommend just replacing it either way, whether it tests good or tests bad. But I do know enough to know that these AGM batteries are lasting longer. They're more dependable. They don't leak acid out all over your stuff. They stand vibration a lot better, and they stand the cycles a lot better to where you're able to run them down and then bring them back up and down and up, and they just do good. So I've put AGM batteries in just about everything I got, even though they are a little bit more money in the beginning. But when you get out there in the springtime and you're ready to make a ride, or you ready to jump in your boat and you got the family with you, what price can you put on, on making sure your boat's going to crank or your jet ski's going to run?
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And I see that happen so many times. People buy a standard battery, they drive the vehicle all year, and then they just let it sit there for 3, 4, 5 months, and then they go to crank it again, and it won't crank. They put it on the charger, then they put it on the charger again and again. Finally, they go out and buy another battery, and then next year they
It's
repeat.
the same thing all over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that on classic cars a lot too. Also, people buy a classic car and they don't drive very much, and they'll call up, and about once every 2 years they'll call and we'll drain the gas tank, get all the old gas out, put new in there, put a new battery in there, and get it running. And the carburetor usually on a lot of those, get it running again, and boom, they're ready to go. And they'll do the same thing a couple of years later on there.
You got to keep it on a tender.
Yeah. So spend that, but it takes a very short period of time, many times, to go ahead and bring a vehicle up this way. Just leave it, and because you pick a time that you're not really using it, and just leave it and say, hey, when you get time, I want you to go through it and inspect everything, make sure it's good, replace the battery, things like that. Then when you do walk out there that morning, boom, it cranks up and you're ready to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right.
good feeling.
It's not a price on worry-free.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, time's valuable.
Right.
I work very, very hard. I work an unbelievable number of hours. And so something like that, when I want to relax, when I walk out there, I don't want to have to spend an hour trying to work with something before it's ready to go. I want to walk out and spend that time I have doing what I want to do and then come back. So that's the reason I like things like AGM batteries. And, of course, Clarios makes most of the batteries in the world, as far as AGM batteries in the world. And I always make sure it was one made by Clarios. Now, there's a whole assortment of names it could be under, but if it's made by Clarios, that's one of the top AGM batteries, in my opinion, of what I really like. Matt, I was going to ask you, do y'all from time to time have these little rides where people get together and go places?
So we haven't had one necessarily organized with Redline. We have been a part of being a stop for some of the poker or the poker runs or the chip runs. But as for an organized from Redline, we haven't done that quite yet. But we're always, tapping into the motorcycle and even the Spider and Riker community, and we've been kind of brainstorming some ideas on doing something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see y'all come to a Coffee and Cars event sometime and just meet. There's plenty of room most of the time if we still get to go there.
Show up with a bunch of bikes.
Yeah, show up with a bunch of bikes.
Yeah.
I think
Police
that would look
escort.
good. Yeah, I think that would be a very nice fit for y'all to be there and to have some fun and do some good stuff.
I guess that means I have to knock the dust off of mine.
Yeah.
I try to get out of the garage.
Yeah, Jamie rides her motorcycle to some of the events that we have from time to time. We getting ready to come up on the end of this first hour, so I wanted to ask kind of more of a fun question. Matt, I'll ask yours first. What's the fastest or most powerful machine that you have on the showroom floor right now?
Oh, man. So motorcycle-wise, ZX14, I believe, is going to be the big boy we got out there right now. And I would love to rip it down I-20 right now. But but no, the ZX14 definitely. And then the Razor, it's the Pro, I think that we just got in, the Pro R Turbo. That sucker's putting out a good bit of horsepower there. It's
over 220.
It's over 220, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a...
All right, which vehicle in your experience, have you sold a vehicle? Which one brought the biggest smile to somebody's face? A good experience on selling something.
Oh, man.
And it don't have to be a fast unit. It don't have to be special. It just brought a special smile to somebody.
I see those special smiles nearly every day. These people go and buy these things, and it's just they get so excited. But I did have a gentleman the other day come in, and he purchased an Indian Scout. It was his first bike ever. He was so excited, could barely sleep, but that was great.
Wow. We were talking to Matt and Paul. And Matt, some of the things that you see this time of year as far as people coming in, what type things are they looking for?
So around this time of the year, of course, we talked about hunters coming in and getting their ride together, and the weather cooling off or starting to. It's coming. Motorcycles, slingshots, getting back out there. The spiders, Rikers. That's a big thing right now as well.
And Paul, what type things do you see people coming in for service for?
Change, belt, brake pads, just the basic preventive maintenance type stuff right now. Everybody's getting ready for hunting season, and they still got the last couple months of the the ATV side-by-side parks where they're going on these big rides and stuff too. So,
Yes.
And little things can lead to another. If you have your vehicle serviced, whether it's a car, truck, SUV, side-by-side motorcycle, catching the little things first can say big things. For instance, I was talking to somebody the other day, a coolant leak, and it may be losing just a little bit of coolant. You may have to add, it goes down below the reservoir, and the radiator itself gets a little bit low, and you have to add a little bit. And you say, well, that's not a big deal. I'll just add some every now and then. But the thing is, when it gets low, then you have oxygen. You have air in the system. Air is what causes corrosion. The corrosion is what causes your, on cars, heater cores and head gaskets and radiators and all the other things to go bad. The reason that they have a reservoir, overflow tank, is to keep any oxygen from getting in there. So if you're looking at it saying, well, it's not going to cause any problem because I'm keeping plenty in there, then the next thing you know, you've got heater cores and all types of other problems. And I'm sure it's the same way on your type vehicles.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like tires. You got a little slow leak in a tire, and you say, well, I'll just keep a little air in it. But you're not figuring the length of time that you're running it, letting it be a little bit low until you put a little bit more in there. And then you're running that tire will run hotter than normal if it's low in air, cause more resistance, and actually affects the gas mileage slightly. But the main thing is it starts tearing up the tire on the inside. So what could have been just repair a tire now is replace a tire.
Right.
So that preventative maintenance is huge when it comes to some of these vehicles. Hey, we got a phone call. Let's jump over here and grab this. We will go over to someone. Hello, someone. Welcome to the C&C Auto Show. What can we help with?
Yeah, Aaron, look, you and Jamie were in peril last weekend. I was on my way with my checkbook.
Oh, beautiful.
I had it under control.
Rod was going to come get us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, halfway there, halfway there, I heard y'all were okay, so I turned around and came back home.
Well, we appreciate
yeah, that was scary.
Yeah. So
look, guys,
now
you're talking about the maintenance.
I know that if I'm in a pool hall, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have a little ruckus going on, that
Rod.
I could call you, and you would be there for me.
If you're all liquored up, I'll be right there.
Fair enough. Okay.
Look, you guys were talking about your maintenance of your vehicles. You were mentioning the batteries earlier.
Uh-huh.
And this is from personal experience, if you don't maintain your battery, you could kill your alternator.
Yes.
And it becomes a very expensive proposition after that.
Yes.
That battery might seem like it's strong, it cranks, it does everything right. But if that alternator or generator, whatever you're using, is running constantly, it's going to wear it completely out, and you're talking about a big expense. Jamie mentioned earlier about the stable for gas. I like to use ethanol gas in my old transporter to get me here and yonder, but on my outdoor equipment, I like to use straight gas.
Yeah, not
And
ethanol.
when I use it, and during the winter months, put that stable in it, and it maintains itself a whole lot better. Listening to your show, I wonder if those guys at the store has any tips about, off-road safety.
Let's ask them.
There's so many people now you hear. Yeah, they get out in the woods. They get themselves injured, driving too fast for the circumstances. just all kind of different issues. I wonder if they got any insight
Ron,
as to what we might do to be.
I could tell you that about
I'm sorry, go ahead.
3 or 4 years ago, I bought a too much motorcycle. I was just a standard driver, and I wanted something fast, so I went out and bought a 450 dirt bike. And I think the first year I broke one leg, and the second year I broke another leg.
Golly.
Now every year I got a love-hate relationship with that motorcycle. Every year I'm selling it, but then I get on it just one time. Oh, I fell in love. So I've learned to control it. And somebody finally told me, Aaron, it only goes as fast as you tell it to. And so I've listened to that. And But, that's a great question to ask Matt about the safety thing that you were talking about.
Sure. Yeah, Aaron, so
So
the big thing on that
I was going to say,
big thing on the safety is really, making sure that machine is the right one for that customer and really, training them into it. Now, there are safety courses available. You can go online and look for the one local to you. Of course, we have some recommendations here at the store for that, and you can take those courses. Even get, I believe, like a $100 gift card or something for completing it with Can-Am.
Oh.
Yeah, so, and you know what, man, the big thing is use the safety equipment that is on the vehicle. It's there for a reason. Use those harnesses, use those type of items that are there, and it's going to help you, Yeah,
and if you just put safety in your mind when you're riding, you won't have any problem. I mean, and that was the one thing that I did. I was just plain and simple trying to go too fast.
Yeah.
And you can mess up with anything if you do that. But now, luckily, years and years or over a year, I hadn't had any other problems.
Yeah, my first love affair with motorcycles was back in 1969 when I saw Easy Rider. And when I got out of high school, that was the first thing I'd done. I built a total of 4 bikes, and I loved every one of them. And to this day, if I see a bike going down the road, my heart beats a little faster. Look, you guys have a great weekend and make her safe.
Ron, you too, and always good to hear from you.
Before I went and got my motorcycle license, I took that motorcycle safety course, and it was incredibly informative,
helpful.
So it was, and then it lessened my insurance too per month.
Okay.
So definitely recommend a safety course.
Yeah, that's a good deal. And they mentioned that's a good idea when if you know somebody that might need that, you can give them a gift card for that part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are a couple different brands that do that. And there's the MFA courses, MFA with the motorcycle.
Yeah,
I highly recommend that.
David, one of the things that we talked about earlier in the week, and I don't see it here, is you said you had a steering column you was going to bring to us that had collapsed.
I do. I've got it in my truck.
You do?
I'll bring it and bring it out here. Yeah, GM. This has been something.
A lot of them have.
GM's had out for a while that if you're in a collision, you're supposed to inspect the steering column.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of shops do it, and unfortunately, the steering column, there's no sensor on it to tell you that it's, been collapsed.
Yep.
So the only way you can, find that out is by taking it out, by doing some measurements, or on this one I've got, there's a clip on the inside of it that actually breaks.
It's a shear pin.
Yeah. And so, the shop has to do that inspection. They had actually, both vehicles were returned to customers, and they came to me looking for assistance with diminished value. And as I'm looking at this stuff, I always look at see what calibrations were done, if any. Did they miss any of them? And then if any of these safety inspections are done. And so I send the customers back the information, hey, you need to go get this stuff looked at, like our friend Randy Powell, with the windshield camera that was off. So both customers had the steering columns taken out, and both of them measured where they were actually collapsed. So, just be aware if you're a GM owner that you're looking at that. So.
And yes, definitely check that, or give David a call, and he'll walk you through the deal. I'm going to mention a couple of things here, Matt and Paul, that we normally cover some weird stuff from time to time. So we want to make sure we get some of our weird things worked in there. And we'll start with this one. A New Jersey cop dressed up like a shrub, and he busted 74 drivers violating cell phone laws. So he stood on the corner. It was
Like
an
a
area.
bush.
Yeah, they were having some trouble in that area with accidents a little higher than normal. So he dressed up like a bush and would stand there. And when somebody pulled up and was using their cell phone, he walked out and wrote them a ticket. He wrote 74 of them in 6 hours. So
You know what?
Sounds like entrapment, though.
Yeah.
Sounds like
it does.
entrapment. Yeah.
I would be mad, but also I don't want to get hit by somebody distracted.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
yeah, I think that's pushing the line right there. Yeah, I think they need to trim them out. All right, here we go. And I'm sure things like this happen all around the country, all over the place. But this one happened in Georgia, this particular one, LaGrange, Georgia. Police say flock cameras helped them locate a stolen vehicle, leading to a pursuit and arrest, and the cameras flagged the vehicle and helped officers to track it. Now, do we feel good about these license plate readers? Or think they're good?
I mean, if all they're doing is reading license plates and we don't add on cameras and data recorders trapping, your Bluetooth data and everything else, then okay. License plate reader only.
If they're not abused. Now, there's still been
abused.
Police officers around the country.
We got 4
I think
local officers here right now.
Yeah.
And which is above average. I mean, the country has had a fair amount if you add them all, but we've had definitely a good percentage of what's going on in the area, and of officers using the cameras to track girlfriends and to find out where
else, to
stalk people and a lot of other things, and they'll be able to say, well, I know you're there, or you're at this house or that house, and be able to know their pattern of what they did. So if they don't get abused, I think the more the better. I've personally said that in our city downtown, they not only should have them, they've got the mindset of they shouldn't advertise that they have them. They got the mindset of saying, well, let's just use them to catch people. I like to use stuff to prevent it from happening in the first place. Say, if you come downtown, you are being photographed or videotaped.
You're under surveillance.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for, David. Thank you.
Well,
you're under surveillance, and we know you are there. So if you do something, we've already got you. So I think that they should be used for preventative maintenance.
Well, these things have been in use for years, and it's just all of a sudden that they're causing the uproar on the internet. But I mean, we've had them in, especially East Augusta, for.
Oh yeah, they've been all over the place for a lot, but they didn't want to talk about them. Now the toothpaste is out of the tube. Okay, here's another one. Shirley Pullard brought her SUV to Kia of Lake Charles on June 17th after a tire blew out on the interstate. She says her vehicle sat at the dealership for more than a month with very little communication from the service department, and when Bullard arrived at the dealership, she noticed the hood of her vehicle was up. She began filming. She repeatedly asked why her engine had been taken apart. On camera, the Kia service manager admitted they had been using parts from her vehicle to service another customer's car without her knowledge.
Great.
Bad move, and she had that on video.
This is a donor for back order parts.
All right, we're going to finish this real quick. We'll just go right along this segment, but I'll ask real quick. Matt, first, what's the ugliest car that you've seen? Would that be a AMC Gremlin, a AMC Pacer, or a Cybertruck?
Oh, goodness. I would say it's the Gremlin.
Gremlin?
Yeah.
David?
Not the Cybertruck?
I know which one Jamie will probably know. Which one, David?
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck?
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck?
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck. Okay, it's official.
That thing is hideous.
The Cybertruck's ugly.
Hideous.
I mentioned this before we go to our guest. When it comes to what keeps your engine running, belts and timing components don't get very much attention until they fail. And when they do fail, it's actually not convenient. It's usually on the side of the road waiting for a tow. So today we're talking about why replacing just one part in a belt system isn't always enough, and how taking a complete system approach can help drivers avoid breakdowns and expensive surprises. Joining us is the team from Dayco, a company known for engineering belt drive solutions designed to work together as a match system. We have Jerry Reeves with us. Jerry, a.k.a. Engineering Nerd, has 23 years of experience as a mechanical engineer, a former state of Michigan certified technician, and a weekend road racer, an industry veteran. Jerry Reeves has more than 2 decades of program management and product launch experience, passionate about all things automotive and power sports, which this works out great because we're at Redline Powersports of Augusta right here. And Jerry earned a mechanical engineering degree from Kettering University, took about 2 years, after 2 years of automotive repair in high school, going from working on cars and parts to designing them. He's been in state certified in front end, suspension and steering systems, engine tune-up and performance, engine repair and brakes and braking system. And he has a weakness for cool cars. He has a modified Nova, Challenger, and Corvette currently in his stable, as well as a motorcycle that he races. And he said that one of his best memories were participating in the 2,300-mile world tour with his sons. We're going to go over to Jerry. And Jerry, we do welcome you to the C&C Auto Show.
I appreciate the welcome. That's the best intro I've ever received. I think we can probably just end this right now with you.
love
That
that.
was fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, it was a little bit of a coincidence here. You love things like power sports, and we are here at Redline Powersports in Augusta, Georgia, talking with gentlemen Matt and Paul. They are here with us, and also we have David Clark, who is with Collision Safety Consultants, and we have Jamie Bridges, who works in the trucking industry side of it. So we have a great group here together, and we are ready to talk about cars. But first, I want to mention that had to be a beautiful vacation with your sons, 2,300 miles.
Yeah, we did the Hot Rod Power Tour. So we're in the Toledo, Ohio area, and it began in Kansas City that year. So we drove my Nova all the way over there, and then took the power tour back east, and it ended in Bowling Green, Kentucky that year. That was a great trip for my boys.
Oh, you did the whole power tour.
We did the whole thing. It was fun. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, big deal. Jerry, we hear the terms timing belt, timing chain, and serpentine belt all the time. Can you explain the difference and why they're so critical to engine performance?
Sure. So timing chain and timing belt essentially have the same function. It's just 2 different ways of doing it. Their main function is to keep the valve train in time with the crankshaft, right? So a belt or a chain connects the crankshaft with the camshaft or camshafts so that the valves open and close at the right time. So those components are typically inside the engine, and that a serpentine belt is typically outside of the engine, and that is the belt that drives your accessories. So that'll drive your AC compressor, your water pump, your alternator, sometimes your power steering pump.
Well, when one of those components wear out, why is it important to not just replace that one part when you have other things nearby?
Sure, yeah. So let's, I think it's relatively common in the U.S. to replace timing components as a set, but let's talk about accessory drives. So like your serpentine belt, I think it's less common there. Typically, if your belt fails, a lot of do-it-yourselfers will just replace the belt. Problem is that your other components in that system also wear out. Your tensioner has a plastic bushing between the tensioner body and the tensioner arm. That tensioner actuates every time a cylinder fires. If you've ever seen it on a high-speed camera, that tensioner is actuating constantly. It's very, very cool to see. That tensioner wears over time, and what that does is the arm of the tensioner will not be able to stay parallel with the belt any longer. So it's offset maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 degrees, and something you can't necessarily see with the naked eye. But what that'll do is if you put a new belt on a worn tensioner, it's just going to wear out that belt very fast. It's like putting new tires on a car with a poor alignment. They're not going to last long.
Yeah, and sooner or later it's going to go, and also not to mention the bearing that goes along with that. There's usually a bearing in there
That's
that
right.
gets dry over time. Well, for drivers listening at home, what are some of the warning signs that a belt system may be getting near the end of its life?
Yeah, so for a timing belt, those typically have a service interval that you want to adhere to. If a timing belt fails, the results are catastrophic. Typically, you have valves crashing into pistons, which isn't good for anybody. So you want to replace those on the recommended service interval. The serpentine belt, the most obvious signs that that's beginning to fail is noise. So you'll hear a chirp as the belt spins, or we've probably all heard a car when the AC compressor comes on, it lets out a giant squeal. That's how you know that the belt's beginning to fail. Another good sign is you can get a Dayco awareness gauge. So modern serpentine belts, they wear like a car tire. They don't crack like the old neoprene belts. They actually just lose material over time, and they lose their ability to transmit torque to the accessories. Mm-hmm. So we make a gauge that you can actually measure the wear of the belt. You can call the Dayco hotline at any time, and we'll send you one for free.
Yeah, those things are pretty neat because it's tooth on one side, and then the back side of it is just got little brackets so you can check the width of the belt as well. I don't know where mine went, but I used to have one.
Yeah, that's a good thing when people inspect their vehicles.
I like it.
Even a do-it-yourself person is able to keep that with them, and from time to time check their belt to see if it's due to be replaced. Jerry, shops many times talk about avoiding comebacks, and how does replacing like the tensioners, the pulleys, and all these related components at the same time prevent future breakdowns?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, if you just replace the belt and you're going to put that on an accessory drive of worn components, that belt's not going to last as long as it's designed, because it's not being ran at the optimum angles, let's say. So that belt's going to wear out much faster than the first one, and the customer is going to come back to the shop and say, hey, we just put this belt on 10,000 miles ago and it's already making noise again. And their feeling is going to be that either the shop doesn't know what they're doing or they installed an inferior belt. So if you replace all the components when you're doing that maintenance, you have the peace of mind that that all of the components are designed to work together and they're all new, and that accessory drive system is going to go for another 90,000 miles.
Yes, and I can tell you in the automotive repair business, if the customer's there that time, then they are willing to pay and glad to pay whatever they need because they just want to know what needs to be done. When they come in the second time for the same problem, the shop pays. So it's better to go ahead and catch that stuff early because it can make it to where it costs the shop a lot more money, and not to mention the time and the trust from that customer. They're trusting you to take care of their vehicle, and you mentioning things that need to be done is very important. Now, Dayco's known for offering complete kit solutions that makes Dayco, or what makes Dayco kit different from buying individual parts?
Yeah, so the Dayco kits, as I mentioned earlier, all the components are designed to work together, so you know that you're getting a accessory drive system that's gonna work well. There's the other advantage is it's one part number. You buy one part number, all the parts are in the box. You don't have to try to figure out if you need an idler, if you need a tensioner, if you need two idlers. It's all in the box. Everything you need is right there. And then the third advantage is we actually price the components. We price the kit less than the sum of the components. So it's a value as well.
Buying them all together, you can save money instead of going and getting each individual one. Plus, being sure you don't miss something. Like I know hydraulic tensioners and even spring-loaded tensioners, very, very important if you're doing a timing belt. I wouldn't do one without it. I mean, even if somebody said they didn't want it, I'd pay for it myself before I tried to do it without replacing certain components in there. Where can listeners go for more information?
Yeah, go to Dayco.com. We have our full application look up there so you can see all the parts we have for your car. We also have a section of the website that's called the Tech Hub that can get pretty nerdy. So we have step-by-step how-to installation videos for some of our more popular timing chain kits and timing belt kits, as well as just general educational videos, everything ranging from how to check your belt wear to how to align your clutches on your side-by-side.
Well, kudos for the Daco HD website, too. I use it all the time, and it is fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you.
Beautiful. And Jerry, I'll mention to you, you would absolutely love this place. Motorcycles packed in as tight as you can get them inside this room with all the accessories, slingshots, side-by-sides, 4x4s, jet skis, you name it, they got it in there. Beautiful. And we got those parked behind us. I don't know if you've looked at us on Facebook, but we got a slingshot behind us and different things. So you would be in your element if you were here with us right now. So
I'm on my way.
I want to mention, Jerry, thank you for joining us on the show, and thank you to Daco for bringing such a nice product to the automotive industry.
I appreciate you guys having me this morning.
Thank you. We just want to kind of give people a little taste of what we're around. So Matt is here with a 25 Indian Chief, Sport Chief, and he's going to kind of tease you with it just a little bit. Matt?
Long as he doesn't kick it out of gear and it flies through the table on us, we'll be okay right now. So
I love that sound. That is just so awesome to be able to hear something like that. That thing, just sitting there, is as smooth as it could be, just sitting there idling and then, of course, revving it up. That's just a beautiful sight.
Yeah. So, Aaron, it's this has been a fun show, but I think Matt was excited to say that if we've got some listeners out there that have heard the show and they come by here, come see Matt. And they're
Matt,
gonna have
did you
some
say you were going to do that?
Absolutely. Look, guys, if you are listening and you've heard this show today, we want you to stop in 4200 Bel Air Frontage Road, Redline Powersports. You're going to ask for Matt or anyone here at the dealership. Just let them know that you heard us here on the radio. I got something extra special for the listeners, okay?
Yeah, I might even talk to you about something coming up there.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah, I got something in mind there. And I'll go ahead and say this. And this is nothing terrible about EVs, but I bought a doggone EV electric golf cart, and I'm so happy. Somebody finally answered me on Facebook the other week and bought that thing. I want something with a gas motor.
Absolutely.
I want to hear it, and I know y'all might even sell EV stuff. I don't know, but either way, that's the fact. I want something gas that I can rev up like that and hear it run.
Well, Aaron, you can put the little sound system in it. We just talked about it. You can make it sound like a car.
Ain't that crazy? Paul, there's a company, what is it, Kia or Hyundai? I think Hyundai. They make one of those EV cars, and now you can have it to where the sound system plays it like it's an engine. Right. Now, a lot of cars have done that, but now they have went ahead and put the vibration in it to where it acts like a car's running. How stupid can that be? How ridiculous? If you're gonna buy it and you want the sound to go, I said it's like buying one of them darn veggie burgers and saying it's a hamburger. I mean, it's a veggie burger. It don't have any meat in it.
If you want to get Aaron fired up, let's just start talking about EVs.
Well, I like EVs, and I am making a mistake because we work on EVs and we work on a lot of hybrids. But the fact is, if you want a gas, get a gas. Don't just buy the sound. Buy the whole enchilada.
It's like putting a playing card in your spokes when you was a kid on a bicycle, right?
Yeah, just sit there and do your lip.
Yeah.
Say, I got a car. Yeah, no, you want to get something that's real. Yeah, if you want the quiet and no sound, and just get it and get the EV and leave everything quiet for you.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Okay, what else do we have? We have a lot
I
of.
want to ask you guys, in automobiles, obviously we see recalls skyrocketing everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does somebody with one of these things, like, do you guys see a bunch of recalls?
I mean, yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So how does the owner get notified about a recall?
They get notified by email, or the manufacturer, they'll send them a letter in the mail about it. But even when they come in, I mean, we pull up the VIN number and check for recalls at that time when it comes in, and just to make sure everything's up to date.
It's mostly electronic components that you're seeing issues with.
Yeah.
Yeah, reprogramming and stuff like that.
Every vehicle sold is gone. We do a get ready on it, and it's checked for any kind of recall. So everything's up to date when it leaves.
So is there a website they can go to and like plug in their VIN number and look at?
You know, that I'm not real. Most people just call us, and I tell them, give me the VIN number and I'll run it, and we do it that way.
Easy enough.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now somebody comes in, they find out what they want, they look at it, they say, well, I'm going to have to tow this thing home. Do y'all give advice on what they would need on their vehicle, how to check the towing capacity, and how to and what's involved in their trailer hitch to make sure they're good? Or is there any kind of issues with that? That just most standard type stuff works?
There's usually not too many issues with it. Maybe really most of the people that come in here, they've got the truck that's way bigger than needed.
For a jet ski.
Right.
Yeah. You could probably pull one of those with like a Ford Ranger or something.
Right. The most, I'd say, the one that I seen the problem with was a guy by a Sea-Doo Spark with a Miata.
Who puts a hitch on a Miata? But
he did. He drove it for a long time like that.
Yeah.
Well, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I love
Poor
those little
Miata.
Miatas too. Now, most people can look in their door jam and see what their towing capacity. It may not be perfect because accessories may be added to the car, but you can get a very rough idea on if your vehicle will tow it by looking at your label in your thing, and then knowing what the vehicle that you're towing is with all the things put in there. So be sure to get that checked and make sure that you're in good shape as far as when you start towing it. The other thing we don't want to forget to mention, for those people that's going out and they're taking theirs out for the first time, either hunting or whatever they're doing, be sure to check things like the tires, make sure your oil level's good, the tires are good. See how old the tires are, because sometimes they might be 10 years old and you forgot. Other times one might be low. Just check your basic stuff and make sure you go in, and of course make sure your battery's in good condition before you start using it. You want it to be a good experience and not a bad experience when you do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Man,
I'm going to tell you, Matt Lamax, we are so glad that you joined us today. And Paul White, we're glad that you joined us. This is an absolutely beautiful facility that you have here. Highly recommend if you're looking for something in this range, jet skis, motorcycles, four-wheelers, slingshots, whatever. Come on out here because you would absolutely love it. And with that, it wraps up this week's C&C Auto Show live from Redline Powersports of Augusta. A big thank you to Jamie Bridges.
Yeah.
David Clark.
Always a blast.
And congratulations on your anniversary
so
date
much.
that you have here. And to our show producers, Mason Rogers, Mariana Lopez, and Trip Clark. And thank you to everyone that tuned in and clicked in. And don't go anywhere. We'll hit the switch on this week, but we'll fire up a shiny new C&C Auto Show next week. See you then.